Hi friends, I am Dr. Jetling Yellosa. As you well aware that I am running a YouTube channel called Law Speeches. So in this channel I am posting my lectures on different subjects of law as well as the issues which is happening around the world. And today we see and discuss the India and South African efforts for the waiving of the IPR protection to anti-COVID medicines and the equipments in the WTO World Trade Organization. So before embarking upon the subject, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel and watch the videos. If you feel that those videos are informative and knowledgeable, please like it and share among your communities. So today, as I told you that we are discussing the very burning topic that the COVID-19 had devastating the world. Almost 200 countries have been suffering as this devastation. Their economies, their entire structures have been shattered by this COVID-19 virus. And to combat it, the world countries, mostly the developed countries, have invested huge amounts for innovating the modern medicinal equipments and equipments in form of vaccinations, in form of drugs, in form of other related equipments. So things are like that. You know, every day we are seeing that lakhs of people have been perishing in this COVID crisis. You know, in India, currently we have undergoing the second wave. Almost entire country is under lockdown. So every day we have seen lakhs of cases, around 4 lakhs of cases have been coming, reported. And around 4,000 deaths have been happening around our country. Maybe these are the figures which have been reported by the government or its agencies. But there are reports also coming that innumerable deaths have been happening and the people are affected of this COVID-19. So the world countries, when it was erupted in 2019 in December, had been focusing to how to combat this problem in the medicinal way. Mostly the developed countries, United States of America, France, Germany, United Kingdom, have innovated the modern technologies in form of vaccinations, in form of equipments to combat this crisis. But India and China also not lagging behind. In India also they have made efforts in privately as well as in the government sectors, and the Bharat Biotech company has come out with a local made vaccine called Covaxin in collaboration with the government agencies. In China also, three companies have been come out with the anti-vaccine nation. So the entire world, the vaccination program is going on in a full swing. You know, in America, before it's going, when we went to the presidential elections in November 2020, then President Donald Trump has ordered or hurry up the production of the vaccine in America is concerned. So he made a special drive, and number of companies including Pfizer and other companies have come out with the vaccination, and vaccination is going on there since November. But the developing countries like India and China also not lagged behind. They also come out their own vaccination programs. And in India, I just told you that the indigenous vaccine has been developed by the Bharat Biotech in name of the Covaxin. In China also, there are three companies have been started the vaccination for the COVID. But the administration of vaccination is going on in our country from the January 14th, and not only in our country but also in the entire globe, the administration of the vaccination is going on. You know, there is a reports indicate that in United States of America, 60% of vaccination is been made so far. In India, 17 crores of people have been given a vaccination of either first dose or the second dose. And in England, there are 80% of vaccination is completed. So that is the reason they have declared that England is a COVID-free country, because the richness of the nation has resulted into such kind of results. But if we see the other side of the globe, in Africa, which is considered as one of the poorest continent in the world, there just 1.6% of the population have been covered by vaccination, because they don't have the resources to innovate or to distribute or to purchase the vaccines from the developed countries. If we see the disparity of the vaccination around the continents are concerned, you know, in developed countries, the vaccination drive is going on in a full swing, whereas in developing countries, it is facing the number of hurdles, because of the main reason that they don't have these resources to distribute the vaccination. I quote here figures that in the continental wise, in North America, they have so far covered 50% of vaccination. European continent, they have covered around 33% of vaccination. In South American continent, they covered 20% of vaccination. And in Asia, they covered around 14% of vaccination. And in Australia and New Zealand, in Oceania, they covered around 10% of vaccination. But in Africa, just they had the around 2% of vaccination. So which shows that there is a disparity because the poor countries have been denied of the vaccination. It is against the principles of the equality of nations, which is a basic backbone of the United Nations Charter. So United Nations and World Health Organization should think about it to mitigate the problems of the third world countries. So regarding this, the South Africa and the India had made a joint submission to the Council of the World Trade Organization in month of October, asking the council to grant waiver of the medicines or pharmaceuticals or equipments from the intellectual property regime. You know, the General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, which has been started in way back in 1948, and the 7 negotiations were conducted from 1948 to 1994, and ultimately in last negotiations, the Uruguay round of talks, the intellectual property regime has been added into the World Trade Organization. So at that time, Brazil, China, India vehemently opposed this introduction of the intellectual property rights matters into the WTO. But the will of the developed countries have been prevailed, and they came out with a document called Trade Related Aspects of the Intellectual Property Rights. That is, in short form, we call it as a TRIPS. You know, the TRIPS had been added to it forcibly by the developed countries to acquire or monopolize the international health sector is concerned. And as you know that World Trade Organization has come out, the document was signed on the 5th of April 1994, and which came out into operation from the 1st January of 1995. As on today, there are 164 countries are the members of the World Trade Organization. So TRIPS are the part of the WTO regime. So TRIPS have been added to provide the minimum standards and the allows extensive protection of the intellectual property rights. You know, this sort of arrangement is only made for the purpose of the interest of the multinational companies which are making a lot of strides in their countries, ignoring the developing countries, the third world countries. They are not in position to provide funds for any kind of scientific research. So there are in the TRIPS allows that if it is a patent rights, it may be for the period of 20 years. And as you know, the TRIPS covers the copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, patents, know-how, design, So all those matters are covered under the TRIPS. So when you get it is copyrighted, when you are get it to the patented, the innovator will have get the a monopoly right of marketing it. If you want to avail such medicine or such equipments, you have to get the permission from the innovator. Without that, you cannot use it. But the TRIPS under Article 9 provides that waiving of the intellectual property protection can be possible if under the some exceptional circumstances. So basing upon it, India and South Africa made an appeal to the Council of the WTO. But the exemption should be for the products of that should be availed in that particular country only. So those countries which wanted the exemption and that exemption is given or accorded to that particular countries, they cannot export the pharmaceutical or therapeutical equipments to other countries. That is another notable point we have to note. So because the third world countries or developing countries, they don't have the access to medicine, access to equipments to combat this pandemic. By taking the figures, in Africa, not even 2% of vaccination drive have been happening. And much of vaccination became in the hands of the powerful countries. Is it not possible that life is not equal? Then what happens to the UN Charter, WHO Charter? We have to protect the life of the people around the world. Why this disparity? Is it not a violation of the human rights? It is not a violation of humanitarian law. Certainly it is a violation. So with that view, South Africa and India, they have made an appeal to the Council of WTO for exemption of this availability of the COVID-19 combating medicines and the therapeutics around the world. You know, recently we came to know that the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has positively responded to the submissions. In spite of there is a lot of pressures are being meted out by the pharmaceutical lobby in the United States of America. In the United States of America, the pharmaceutical lobby has expecting that 487 billion US dollars to do the business upon this COVID-19 crisis, in form of providing the vaccinations, in form of providing the oxygen cylinders, other equipments which are indispensable for the facing of the COVID crisis around the world. But again, in American politics, the Republican Party, 4 important senators, they include Todd Young, Mike Lee, Tom Cotton, John Ernest. They are strongly advocating with the American government that the America should not provide any sort of waiving to the WTO or TRIPS regime. So it is inhuman on part of those Republican senators. Though they are powerful senators in American politics are concerned, but they should see humanity should be prevailed. The life of the American equal to that of the life of the any citizen of the world. They should not see upon the commercial value or they want to exploit the third world countries. Even in some political circles in Germany, German politicians also supporting this Republican proposals. That should not be there. Then there is even the United States Chamber of Commerce, Global Innovation of Policy Center, Vice President Patrick Kilbright, recently she stated that this kind of protectionism against third world countries is nothing but misguided and distraction of the real work. And some of the big companies in America, they are stating that if waiver provision is given to anti-COVID drugs or vaccines or the equipments, in future if any sort of pandemic may come, the big giant companies, they won't invest into the scientific research for innovating the things in future. This sounds some extent correct, but here human life is involved. So it is a duty of the every nation to protect the life of the citizens of the around the world. That is the reason the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, has dispatched 6 crores of vaccines to the around 97 countries around the world, mostly to the African and South American countries. In spite of warnings in spite of local demand, he exported the vaccination to these 97 countries. So that is the reason many non-government organizations in America and top congressmen urging the President Biden not to block the waiver to the IPR productions. Even the Speaker of the United States Congress, the powerful lady Nancy Pelosi, also requested the President of the United States of America not to come under the trap of the American drug or medicinal lobby. So this sort of arrangements should be given a chance. You know, again the recently it came to from the a statement has emanated from the Mr. Miss Catherine Tai, the US Trade Representative, stating that Article 31B may be providing the one-time waiver, that too for the domestic market consumption waiver can be given. But she stated that it requires a consensus among all the member countries. Unless until there is a consensus, the waiver is not possible, and it takes time. So and she stressed that the waiver is possible only for the vaccination or medicine, whereas in case of the equipments which is dealing with the anti-COVID, it is not possible. Technology cannot be transferred. So that is should not be there. If the waiver is there, the waiver should be for entire equipments including the drugs and medicines. So that is provided under the TRIPS itself. Under Article 9, they clearly stipulates that under the exceptional cases, exceptional circumstances, waiving can be possible to the IPR regime, IPR rights. So now, world is facing the exceptional circumstances in form of COVID-19 situation. Why we should not allow the waiving? And so the good sense may prevail. And the consensus which the Catherine is speaking, maybe consensus is not possible, but without that also we have to give the helping hand to third world countries, poor countries, because the people's lives of the third world countries also equal to that of the lives of the rich world countries. So complete waiver should be provided. Medicinal and equipment waiver should be provided to combat this menace called COVID. Otherwise, we see millions may perish, may die. So that should not be there. Why we have all this international setup? We have the United Nations Organization, World Health Organization, World Trade Organization, and International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, International Monetary Fund. All those are meant for the purpose of bringing welfare to the people of the world. If you are not coming out when need is there, then building all these international institutions may become a futile, may be waste. So it is urgently need is there to combat. Don't see in a commercial manner. We should act on the humanitarian manner, because all the constitutions and the Union Charter also gives the lot of importance to the life and personal liberties of the citizens and to their respective countrymen. So it is a time, and the good sense may prevail in the world leaders to provide the waiver to the in the Council of World Trade Organization with regard to IPR protection to save the mankind. Thank you for watching my video.